Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? This is another Real Talk with Yolanda, and I am definitely not Yolanda. Yolanda's not here today. She's actually in Georgia with our first grandson, Kingston. His first birthday is going to be on Tuesday, so Yolanda's down there, and I want everybody to wish my first grandson a happy first birthday. Well, today we've got a lot of stuff to go through, and I mean it. We've got some dynamite guests today that's going to be with me. We've gone through the whole African diaspora here today. So before we do anything, we want to give praise. Another day up equals another blessing. So today we want to give that another day above ground is another blessing. Well, today we do have a lot of shout outs. I'm going to probably do the shout outs right before we do any commercial or our break. But before I do that, I just want to give, if you can, just pan this panel real quick. What we have here are some three gentlemen that have been great in our community. They have done some outstanding stuff in the community. These people are men of action. And that's, I got to say that again real slow, men of action. And before we go any further, let me let them introduce themselves. First, we'll start with you, Larry.
Hey, Jakim. First of all, I want to thank you for this invite.
Thank you, my brother.
The work that you do in the community, it didn't start this election year. You've been putting in that work.
Thank you, sir.
And I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
it's
you,
also
sir.
an honor to be on this panel with outstanding gentlemen like Kayode and Ed. I really appreciate the opportunity. I'd now like to introduce myself to the public.
Sure.
My name is Larry Lambert. I was born and raised in Claymont in the 7th District, and I'm running to be your 7th District State Representative. The 7th District is from Silverside Road to Falk Road to Darley Road. It's the greater Claymont area. I'm running because I'm passionate about seeing my neighbors in my hometown thrive. At a young age, I lost my mom, my dad, and my big brother. By 20, I took on the responsibility of raising my little sister so that she wouldn't go into foster care. It was hard work paying all the bills on my own, being a full-time college student, and raising a teenager, but I persevered to prove to my little sister and all of the kids that I mentor that no matter what you go through, you never give up. I was the first person in my family to graduate from college at Temple University.
That's great.
It's that spirit of diligence, hard work, and integrity that I will bring to you as your 7th District State Representative.
Thank you. Thank you, man. And Larry, listen, we've been talking for a while, me and Larry, because a lot of the issues that are on the Route 9 corridor are the same issues that they have up in Claymont. A lot of that about businesses, how to make sure the environmental thing, especially since the steel mill has been closed down and they're demolishing that, how to bring economic businesses back into it from Tri-State Mall. So we clearly believe that Claymont is like a sister community to us on the Route 9 corridor. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I gotta go to that next guy, because that next guy is my man from the continent. Now, if y'all don't know Kayode, he's going to tell you a little bit about himself. And Kayode, you tell him a little bit. Sit back, buddy.
Thank you, Jakim. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Kayode Abegunde. I'm the Vice President of Langolan Civic Association, and also been appointed by the governor to be part of the Behavioral and Health Care Commission in the state of Delaware, and also part of the Financial Advisory Council within the Newcastle County.
That's right.
I'm particularly here today to represent the community.
Yes, sir.
I know communities suffer a lot. The elected officials, they always like to promise.
Yes.
But then, when a community member sent them an email, speak up, do they listen to them?
Speak your truth.
They never. And the point is, I've sent several emails out before. I've made a call to people. They will never respond back to you. So if someone like me in this community can go through this, you can imagine how many numbers of people trying to reach out to their community, to their district, or to their elected officials. So today, I have great numbers of people
Yes, sir.
running. And that is why we said, I'm from 17th district.
That's right.
And I know we have an incumbent state House of Rep member, but then we have someone that can do better.
That's right. Now, I know you're working on a couple of campaigns out there.
Absolutely.
Who you working on right now?
I'm working for Melissa Minor Brown.
Melissa Minor Brown. We call her Mimi too,
Mimi,
right?
yeah.
We call her Mimi as well. So
Melissa Minor Brown, she's a great nurse, a great mother, wife. She does an excellent things, and she's someone who can listen to us
right.
as a member of the community.
And who else?
We have Ajavan,
Yes.
and she is running for 5th district as a member of House of Representatives. She's a great candidate. She's a mediator, and she's a fighter.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
And we have Sherry does the work. We have a lot of people.
Well, you jumped the gun there because I was going to say something, and this is to the Walker family. Let me give a big shout out to Sherry Dorsey Walker, also Dwight Walker, because we used to work together at Barclays. We forgot about it, but that's my man over there. I'm telling you, you're absolutely right. 2 of those candidates are some of the candidates that we need, because we need new Democratic leadership.
Absolutely.
The days of going along, getting along is over. But I'm a shift focus right now to my brother Ed, who's not here as a political candidate, who has the horse in the race, other than he's my brother from another mother. Brother Ed Harrison, introduce yourself, brother.
My name is Ed Harrison. I'm a salon owner along the Route 9 corridor in Garfield Park. And I also have a youth mentoring program called Building Bulls. But before I really get into that, I really want to kind of piggyback off of what he said, and I want to thank you, because when we first moved into the community, when we first opened this shop in the community, it was my goal to create an establishment or a business that was a part of the community.
Yes, sir.
One of the first people who came and welcomed us into the community and who has been walking beside us since then, before he was a candidate, was you, Jakim.
Thank you so much, my brother.
And we really appreciate that, and we've actually gotten a lot done.
Yes, we have.
From working with you.
Thank you. And I'm gonna tell you something, Ed. Your establishment is exactly what the type of businesses we need in the Route 9 corridor to establish that downtown district type thing. Also, the Enlightenment. We've had a thing over there talking about a lot of people get it wrong. They talk about the politics of knowing more or whatever, but they really knowing politics in your backyard really is about knowing the politics of change. Not just knowing the politics, you have to know the politics of change. And we've had some stuff over at your establishment, man, that was fantastic. Building Bulls, I need you to talk about that for a second.
Well, see, my focus is always, since I've been in the community and been working in barbershops, I deal with youth. And being a part of the community and seeing some of the, the issues that we deal with as a community.
Yes, sir.
That relates directly to what I'm trying to do with the youth, because the youth are the future of our communities. And in a lot of instances, they tend to get, I don't want to say overlooked in general, but in some instances,
they
are overlooked.
Call it, brother. Call it.
Yeah, they get overlooked. And I think that, my shop, my role that, I've, grown into is to be that link between the youth and what's going on in the community.
That's right. Well, at this particular point in time, let me just give a real shout out. I had a whole bunch of shout outs here that I was going to do. So we already did Sherry. So Sherry Dorsey Walker, Dwight Walker, Madeline Hassel. We're having something on August 5th with Carmela Crawford. So, I mean, this is a fundraiser that's going to be great, because you're going to see the chat roulette, what we do there. All of our fundraisers that Jakim Muhammad has had at other people's houses or in kinds, they have been nothing but spectacular. People have come out, they've donated, because it's a grassroots process. I'm an independent, unbought person, and anybody who knows me knows that is 100% true. You cannot buy me with just what you have. I'm not one of those people that you're going to be able to be bought with 5 silvers of gold or silver or slivers, whatever. But with that said, let me just give another shout out to Mitchell Coleman, Tony Petrollo. He's now on board with our campaign. He's going to be a fantastic guy with the campaign. We're still going to be doing our Dunkin' Donuts, Coffee with Jakim, and we'll be doing some more stuff, so stay tuned. Let me just get back to Larry real quick. The Claymont area. I know you've been working there, and I don't know if people know this, but I saw you years ago on the Oprah Winfrey show. And a lot of people don't know that you was on that and you've been in those things. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Oprah is one of my heroes. 20 years ago, on May 10th, 98, she flew me out to Chicago to be a guest on her show for my volunteer work in the 7th District. The majority of work that I've done was right there with 7th District soil under my feet.
Yes, sir.
I've worked at the Boys and Girls Club for 8 years as an art teacher. I also substituted at Brandywine High School. For 4 years, I was a Sunday school teacher at Concord Baptist Church. And for the last 9 years, I've worked in corporate banking. Even though I've worked in corporate banking by day, my main work started at the end of the workday when I was able to volunteer with the kids. Frederick Douglass said, "It's easier to raise a child than it is to fix a broken man."
Yes, it is.
And my approach is to be proactive. If we can engage and nurture our youth, like Brother Ed said, if we can engage and nurture our youth before they get caught up in the criminal justice system, domestic violence, the opioid crisis, then we can ensure that all of our citizens have a better opportunity. Another way that I proactively engage issues is for 2 years, I was co-chair of Delaware's Living Wage Coalition. So often our low-income brothers and sisters, they work hard, but they can never get caught up. And I advocated and fought for a livable wage. But at the end of the day, we're tired of advocating and begging politicians.
Right.
It's time for one of us to go inside and fix this thing from the inside out. Vote Larry Lambert Thursday, September 6th for state representative.
I love that plug, Larry. I love it. I love it. But let me tell you something. As an athlete, basketball, football, I don't play any more football, so I do not play any more football. I do play basketball. There has never been a movement that never had an inside and an outside game. And that's the reason why we're getting involved. Is that right, Kayode?
Correct.
That's the reason why we're getting involved inside the game now, because we've been working outside already. We now need to have new democratic leadership, new democratic stuff, especially when it comes to zoning and when it comes to environmental justice in our communities.
That's right.
Big shout out to John Blyden. That's my man. Big shout out to Michelle Roberts. This is important, and I know that in the 17th and over by Langerland Estate, they have some issues like that too, right, Kayode?
Yeah, you're very correct. One of the things that, just to piggyback on what Larry said, advocating, you can always advocate.
Yes, sir.
But what if your voice not being heard?
That's right.
Sometimes we can advocate, but if you're not part of it, how do you want people to receive it?
That's
so
right.
we have gotten to that stage where it is not only to advocate, but to be part of it.
Yes.
So what can we do to support or to help our community? We have the older folks, we have the youths. They're not getting the support they need right now.
That is correct.
You see a lot of gunshot here and there. You hear it. You feel it.
Yes, sir.
It affects our people.
That's right.
Because what affects one affects all. So if our leaders, our politicians are out there within the 17th district, I've had several situations. I'm part of the 17th district committee member.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of things going on. For me, I don't play into that. I want people, not because of any interest, like your personal interest, but I want the public interest. So when you don't have a public interest, it's tough.
It's time for you to go.
It is tough.
If you don't have the public interest, it's time for you to go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something about Kayode. Kayode is a God-fearing man that goes to church every Sunday. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, good.
We had to pry him to come over here. He had to go to church first and then come over here. But I tell you, the great work that you're doing over there, man, is fantastic.
Thank you.
And I suspect that we should be seeing you around 2020 or something like that.
Absolutely.
All right.
I mean, I wanted to even run this particular period, but I felt like hearing what Melissa Minor Brown said she's going to do.
Me.
I picked into it and I said, you know what? You run.
That's right.
You run. I'm going to give you the support and the blessing, but I'm coming so that
That's
we
right.
can work together and
That's
do
right.
something better to the community.
That's right. And I will tell you this, big shout out there to Granville. Let me get another shout out to Rebecca Cotto and Kobe Owens. Now, yeah, I've got you on record. Now, let me just go back to my man. Now, me and Ed, again, we worked so long together. We've been rocking for a long time on the Route 9 corridor. The one thing I will say, Ed, real quick, a lot of people come into our Route 9 corridor because it's now the new thing. Oh, big shout out to Josie Roy, that's my girl, and Mary. They come into our area because now it's the new thing, whether it be Claymont or the Route 9 corridor. But we've been out there and been raising our voice for such a long time.
That's right.
When people were not hearing our voice, when people were not hearing what we needed to hear. You expound on that, brother.
Well, it's, to expound on that, I would go all the way back to, before I was even a barber.
Yes.
I sat in my house, which is in Rosegate along the Route 9 corridor, and I watched my mother start tutoring all the kids in the neighborhood. She would bring all the kids in the neighborhood into the home. She wasn't working, and she would tutor any and everybody in the neighborhood. And one of the things she said back then was, we need a library.
Yes.
Now, I'm talking almost 30 years ago.
Easily 30 years.
So that is a prime example of how long we've been asking for things in that community.
That is correct. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was meeting with Elder McDuffie this week, and one of the other thing is the environmental justice piece. The environmental justice piece, because in our corridor, we have heavy industry and industry next to residential areas. And that all goes back to land zoning. Our land zoning, we need to be more cognizant of what they're doing when they zone these places. They got rid of Delaware High School and all that and made it into an industrial, which is Cornell Business Park now. These are very important. Now, these things didn't happen overnight. I want everybody out here to know this, if you're watching this program. These things didn't happen overnight. These things happen off of 13, 12, 20, 30 years. So I'm not putting blame on anybody, but if these are the same types of things that you're going to always vote for, this is always going to be the same types of things you're going to get. Now, before we go, I wonder if Keisha can hear me. There's a bunch of things that you can actually play, Keisha, from that particular set. And I just want to talk about them right now before our time goes. All right. Now, this is very important, y'all. You will be too much for some people. Guess what? Those ain't your people. Believe that. Next one. Believe that. We can disagree and still love each other, unless your disagreement is rooted in the oppression and the denial of my humanity and right to exist. That happens to be from one of my favorite writers, James Baldwin. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and the right to exist. Next one, Keisha. And this is very important to me. Some of you are seeing this or seeing me or seeing some of this as the first time, these memes. But the internet for black folks and in the black diaspora, the internet allows us to organize at a scale and speed that makes us a powerful economic force. So let's use those tools. On the Route 9 corridor, our internet access sucks. It's bad. And let me tell you something. Some people are complaining about their stuff being on the internet. In our communities, we're complaining that we don't have enough access. So we need to go to those particular things. We need to change the way we are doing. And if we keep electing the same old types of people, you're going to get the same old types of things.
Yeah.
Now, Keisha, I'm just going to tell you that we can take a quick break over here. You can run those commercials, and we'll be right back. Hi, my name is Jakim Muhammad, and today we have a choice. Either we could stay on the same path that has plagued our communities for years, or we can chart a new path that uplifts everyone. On September 6, 2018, vote for the People's Choice. Jakim Muhammad, State Representative, 16th District. Thank you. All right, we're back. Now, before you missed, I have to say this. I'm going to show this, and I'm going to see if Dave could get it. Yeah, he got it. He got it perfectly. This is Castle Unity Day, next Saturday. So if you're coming to Surratt Park or Oakmont Park or Rosegate, that's next Saturday, Castle Unity Day. It's going to be a really nice time. I'll put it up nice and high. Perfect. There you go. All right. So if you are vending or whatever, we're going to have some politicians, we make them pay, have a table out there, but you know how that goes. All right. And secondly, I have to say this, Henrietta Johnson, I'm a big fan of Henrietta Johnson Medical Center. Love all the people there. They're having their 12th annual 5K walk run, and that's going to be on August 11th at Rockford, Delaware State Park. Rockford, Delaware State Park. That's on August 11th. So Henrietta Johnson, 5K walk run. If you can't run it, walk it. If you can't walk it, roll it. Whatever you do, come on out. Henrietta Johnson does it. Now, before we get out of here, I do have to mention one more thing. I got one more for you, Keisha, that we're going to do. This is very important. Some of y'all saw that Pastor D and a group of concerned family members, 39 of them have been indicted. It was originally 34, then they added 5 more people. We have to do something about this. Stop the abuse of this system. Some people have been indicted, and most of them have been African-American males, have been brought up into this indictment. And some of them been in jail since November without a court hearing. Yeah, there's a lot of things for adjournment and whatever, but listen, we need a speedy trial. We need due process happening. This is important. One of the young men that was caught up into it is money laundering. Some of them, they got caught. The police was asking them about murders that were happening and all this stuff. Some of them have not seen a lawyer or a judge since they were indicted and locked up back in November. So this is a real issue for us. There's going to be another thing that they're going to have, a protest. I just want y'all to be aware of it. You're probably seeing it in the News Journal this Sunday. So, gentlemen, we're going to close out real quick, and I'm gonna close it from this way on. Ed, first, what do you want to tell people of Newcastle?
Well, I would just like to basically expand a little bit on the importance of being involved with the youth and the community.
Yes,
and to let them know that my shop, that is our focus. We're not just a barber shop. We're a place
You got to give them the name of your shop.
Prime Styles and Cuts. We're located on 8 Halcyon Drive, right on the corner in Garfield Park. We're a place that when you bring your children or your kids there for the haircuts, they get more than just a haircut.
That is correct, man. We have great conversations in that barber shop. We have great discussion about politics in your backyard. It's a fantastic shop. If you haven't been there, you should get there. Kayode, what do you want to give us, brother?
Yeah, I just want to encourage every member of the community, Newcastle County most importantly. We have to look unto Jesus for everything. He's the author and finisher of our faith.
Amen.
So I have a church that I go to that is blessing my life in words, in messages. Abundant Life Center.
I know Abundant Life.
Yeah, it's a good church, great church with Word of God from Pastor Ellis Fagbami. I want everybody, I'm inviting everyone to church on Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Come and celebrate with us.
I love that.
God bless you. God bless you.
Give me that.
God bless
Beautiful.
you.
Bless
Yeah.
her. Amen.
Amen.
Let me just say another thing. Kayode is also with the African Council.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. He's a big, big, big part of that.
Yeah.
And last but not least, my other brother, Larry. Give him your 1-2.
Again, I want to thank you for the invite, Jakim.
Thank you.
Like I said, you've been putting in the work. I've known you for years,
Yes,
before,
yes, sir.
you even considered running. That's why Newcastle should definitely be voting for Jakim Muhammad. Also, I want to thank these gentlemen, the outstanding work that you guys do. We really appreciate it. In regards to the 7th District, again, I want you to vote for Larry Lambert come Thursday, September 6th. It's time to vote for a neighbor you know, a neighbor you can trust. I served as secretary of the Claymont Renaissance Development Corporation for the last 4 years. That's the organization that's been active in the community, bringing the resources we need.
Yes, it has.
We helped to usher in the $40 million train station coming under the North Claymont Master Plan. I was one of the advisors on the Will Mapco project. I'm advocating for additional apprenticeships down there at the train station, because it's not about our young people getting a job for 5 months. If we can get additional apprenticeships, now we're talking about certifications.
That's right.
Masonry, carpentry, plumbing. We're talking about going from a job to a career, economic escalation,
Yes.
breaking the chains of intergenerational poverty.
Yes.
Join my movement to ensure that we have the resources and the tools we need for all of our families to be successful.
That is
Vote
true.
Larry Lambert for state representative on Thursday, September 6th.
All right, and you know already, vote for Jakim Muhammad on September 6th too. Let me just leave you with a quote, and we mentioned Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey said this one day. She was in a restaurant. The lady said, "You're not the same as on your show. You're not the same." And Oprah Winfrey looked at her and said, "Listen, I'm eating right now, but really, I'm never not me." And there you go. Jakim Muhammad will tell you the same thing Oprah Winfrey said. I am never not me. Vote for with my vote, you will have somebody speaking for the people. Again, Yolanda will be here next month, and we probably have a studio audience. Well, y'all have a peace and safe and blissful journey. And from Jakim Muhammad to you, that was Real Talk with Yolanda, who's not here in Atlanta. Peace.